Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is today touring Lamu County and thereafter Malindi, both of which are part of the coast region. This is coming a day after the president made a one-day tour of Turkana County. Our coast region reporter Francis Ontomwa is currently following up this particular tour. Now joins us live from our Mombasa offices with more details. A very good afternoon to you, Francis. This is the third time the president is visiting the coast region in about 5 months. What exactly is the agenda?
Well, Akisa, the comeback of President Uhuru to the coast region has a lot of significance, speaking politically and also from the facet of development. And of course, right now we understand that he has already arrived in Lamu, actually, and he is, of course, the mission there is to commission the construction of the Lamu Witu Road, which of course has been dilapidated for over the years. And it is expected, actually, this road will be very important now, of course, in trying to open up Lamu. There is a lot of interest right now in Lamu, having seen wind power go to Lamu. There is the Lapset project. Therefore, this particular road is quite crucial in really trying to really wake up this particular county from slumber. And from there, we understand that the president will be taking his way to Malindi, where he will be also be launching quite a number of projects there, some water projects in Magarini, and also we will be also commissioning the construction of the Malindi Salagate Road, which is also quite important. Therefore, quite a busy, rather a diary packed for the head of state today. And from there, we understand that he may be winding up his day there in Malindi. Of course, it has never been quite clear, the program of the head of state. There have been a lot of changes in the last couple of visits that he has made here in the coast region. It's not quite clear, though reports say that he could be here until Sunday, of course, touring a number of counties. We expect him to, at some point, to be in Kilifi to, of course, launch a number of projects and oversee some of the government projects that are already running. Politically speaking, of course, it has also another huge significance, given that, of course, we are headed to the general election, and quite a significant moment for the country. And therefore, coming down to the coast region at this juncture, of course, it's not the first time, as we had already said it. It is the third time in a span of 5 months. It shows you that he has huge interest in the coast region, of course, to try and bag votes from this region, which supported the opposition in the last polls. And therefore, a huge task ahead of the head of state here in the coast region, Akisa.
All right, Francis, don't go too far. We are releasing our viewers on KTN Home before we continue with this discussion on what exactly that visit means for the people down at the coast region, even as we draw near the general election. And here on KTN News, of course, we continue with that discussion. All right, Francis, the coast region is seen largely to be an opposition stronghold. Could this be the incumbent trying to make inroads even with the launching of this development projects? Are these the goodies meant to entice the electorate?
Well, at least going by what transpired in the last general election, you could actually say that. But of course, there have been a lot of inroads made by the head of state, his deputy, and the entire Jubilee Brigade here in the coast region. And therefore, there are some observers who say actually may have disturbed some currents down here politically. And therefore, we may be seeing some ground shifting this time around. Well, of course, if you can actually bank your argument on what has been transpiring, we've been seeing members of parliament actually who've been crossing over from the opposition to Jubilee. That is quite a huge plus for the head of state. And if indeed they are moving with the votes, you could actually say that the next general election, or the August election actually could be sending shocks down here in the coast region. But there are analysts who have, of course, rubbished off this particular inroads, and they have said they may have nothing really to affect the region, because the opposition still has a grip down here in the coast. And we've seen actually this replay in the coast region. We've seen exchanges here and there, like in the last trip that the head of state had made down here. Therefore, we may be actually be seeing even more political friction happening in the next couple of days here in the coast region.
What exactly is the general feeling down on the ground? You are with these people every day. You cover stories affecting them as we draw towards the general election. What exactly are the people on the ground saying?
There is a school of thought that says that the head of state has made some good attempt really to address some of the critical issues down here in the coast region, and one of them, of course, has been the vexing land question. The head of state has been involved actually in issuance of title deeds to people here in the coast. We saw the Waitiki land issue, which was quite huge in the last couple of years. The head of state making an attempt to really address this particular issue, and there were title deeds actually issued. There is also the question of incorporating the Makonde people of South Coast. We saw the head of state make some attempt actually to issue identity cards to those people. Their numbers may not be quite telling in terms of significance in the elections, but of course it sends a huge, the bigger picture of the president really trying to galvanize the coast region. And therefore there is an attempt that from the Jubilee supporters they will say that indeed the president has made some good grounds and really doing quite well. But critics say that really this is not enough. There are those who still hold the thought that the head of state or that the Jubilee government has not really gone to the core of some of the historical injustices that have been meted on the people of Coast Region, and it has everything to do with the land question. There are those who say that really issuing of title deeds is akin to scratching the surface, and there are underlying issues that have been meted on the people of Coast that the head of state, the entire Jubilee government has not really addressed, and those are the injustices that may not really, that may actually work against the Jubilee inroads down here in Coast.
Francis, thank you very much for joining us. Our reporter, Coast Region reporter Francis Ontomo there, joining us from our Mombasa.